Greetings and salutations, YouTube. This is Edgy Charmed coming at you with the final poll video, which is on the Maid of Breath. So, here we go. The Maid is one of the creation classes of Homestuck, the active counterpart to the Sylph, and the inverse of the Bard. Maids seem to maintain their aspect, like how Jane is able to maintain life by being able to revive others a maximum of one time each, while Aradia, the Maid of Time, was able to maintain her timeline through a variety of means, like causing the apocalypse for her species. Maids also seem to rely on others for their aspect and need to learn to rely on themselves. Like how Jane seemed to rely on being the heiress to Crocker Corp, while Aradia relied on the voices telling her how to do her job. Maids also seem to be, made of their aspect. Like how Jane, or at least regular Jane, was able to revive herself after Jack Noir stabbed her, and pursued with life in trickster mode, covering half her planet with flowers, as well as wiping out a good chunk of the undead that was wandering around her planet. Aradia was also Maid of Time, which allowed her to buy time for her allies by freezing Bec Noir in it. Now on to the breath aspect. Breath is the inverse of blood and has to do with the wind, direction, mobility, motion, independence, guidance, and freedom. Breath players seem to be guided and advised in some way. John, the heir of Breath, is just surrounded by people that can give him advice, like his consorts, his friends, and Vriska, while Tavros Nitrum, the Page of Breath, was also advised by Vriska while playing the game. Also, Breath players seem to have to deal with trying not to be too airy or apathetic, having just enough freedom to do what you want, but having just enough blood to stay grounded and maintain the bonds that you have. Now on to the Maid of Breath herself. The Maid of Breath would have difficulty focusing on a single goal for very long, being easily distracted, and would need to rely on others to point her in the right direction. I think of Rainbow Mika in this regard, a character from the Street Fighter series who relied on her mentors Harmageddon and Zangief in order to give the Rising Star wrestler guidance, going so far as to blindly follow Zangief's teachings of muscle spirits. However, once the Maid of Breath rises to the challenge, she would no longer have to rely on anybody else, and would be able to provide the same freedom for others, including her allies, using inspirational motivation to get everyone pumped up and moving. Stagnant situations would be impossible to maintain around them. So this would make the Maid of Breath an amazing offensive support, since this falls under her list of abilities. The Maid of Breath would be able to lock down enemies with powerful wind blasts for possibly days on end, while also creating vectors that would allow the Maid and her allies to move around with teleportation-like speed. As for the offensive part, the Maid would be able to create storms powerful enough to move other storms, as well as being able to fire air bullets / AoE wind blasts that would be able to bruise enemies while also send them flying, as well as breathe, powerful wind blasts of breath from her mouth. However, while she wouldn't be able to create wind shields like John, the Maid of Breath would be an amazing escape artist, being able to get away from whoever or whatever is holding her down. And I believe that's all I have to say on the matter. If you've enjoyed this video, then please like and share it. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe and leave requests in the comments below, along with any constructive criticism you guys might have. So with that, I bid you dudes adieu. Bye!